this is Steve at heavenlysign2017.com. In an effort to try and cut down on the volume of email that I'm getting asking why nothing happened September 23rd, I thought that I would put up a quick message. This is going to go really quick on how the Revelation 12 sign has caused confusion. We all got sucked into this delusion in the beginning, including ourselves. But I feel like there needs to be someone needs to speak directly regarding this failure of definition, because that's all it was. It's amazing how it happened, but it was a failure of definition. There's a lot of people that are going back to sleep or falling away, because nothing happened. I understand there's a lot of people that are going forward and seeing, the significance of what has occurred, what did occur in September, but many are falling back, and it's my hope that this might encourage someone. Many have been looking at the sign all wrong because nothing happened, and that's a huge, huge mistake. But Steve, the child was caught up to the throne as soon as it was born in the sign, but nothing happened. That's true, but this was a sign. You might hear me mention sign quite a number of times in this short video. It didn't have to be the actual event. Time has proven that it was not. This was a signal, a sign of both what has been, what now is, and what shall be. All three. But Steve, I thought God was going to represent a celestial birth for us to observe. We did. We did observe it. We observed the alignment. The alignment occurred, giving us the sign that we are in the time, the right time. But Steve, I also thought that this would be necessary since the sign explains to Israel what just happened. Something should have occurred. No, it didn't need to occur. And it most definitely will when their blinders are removed from their eyes, but that's not going to happen until we're gone. But Steve, a child was born. The child was raptured. No. Yes and no. Okay. In the sign, a child was born and the child was raptured. In real time, the church was not raptured. It was a sign, not the actual event. But Steve, we also haven't seen a dragon yet, and I think God plans to represent that whether we see it or not. Folks, the dragon, Satan, has stood before the woman ready to devour the child, the church, as soon as it is born for 2,000 years, since the church began at Pentecost. It's a sign telling us that Satan will not destroy the church before it's caught up to God's throne. It's actually a proof of pre-trib. It's actually a pre-trib rapture proof text. But Steve, I think it's going to be represented by a heavenly body. You're wrong. You'll see nothing. I would bet you anything that you'll see nothing. The Revelation 12 sign was a message of what has been, what now is, and what shall be. Just as Revelation says, it's just a sign, folks. This is why nothing occurred, because it was a sign. I bet you I probably said sign at least 10 or 12 times so far, and I'm not done yet. Of course nothing has occurred. Of course nothing happened, and it's become quite apparent why. We were given this sign because we were to know that we are in the final days before his return. We were to know that it's coming up, folks. It's like a road map, a sign on the highway. I mean, after all, it was a sign. This is what tripped all of us up. I'm positive we forgot to stop long enough to actually consider the actual definition of the word sign. It's not that something was supposed to happen and didn't. What happened was exactly what was supposed to occur. A sign, like a road sign. We just never stopped long enough to think about that, including ourselves. Only after nothing occurred were we forced to. I think we missed the fact that a sign is a sign, not an event. A sign is one thing, an event is another. We tried to make the sign an event. And there was our mistake. And I have come to believe this only adds validity to the track that we're now on in what, most all the good watchmen on the wall are coming together with and confirming what lies ahead in the days to come. As far as our own research, in that we have traveled inside our own timeline. If God had wanted us to see this as an event, he probably would have written through John, and there appeared a great event on earth that occurred in conjunction with the vision I had. But that's not what John said. So that's the way that I've come to look at this. We were all sidetracked into thinking something had to occur when it didn't. And when it didn't, many became confused and perhaps even a bit irritated, because they were expecting something to happen and it didn't. Kind of like Sue when I made the terrible mistake of awakening her to that shofar sound effect while she was sleeping. I love you guys. This is Steve. Thanks for listening.